Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I am Lauren. I am that awkward plant girl, and today we are going to talk about wish list plants for me for 2021, and we are going to repot this very sad Heartleaf Philodendron. So, before we get started, this is just my personal wish list plants because of the plant journey that I am on. Okay, so it's not gonna be ultra rare, super popular plants. They're just the ones that I have seen and I feel really comfortable giving a try this year. You might enjoy them. I'll try to insert pictures here so that way you can see them as well as I bring them up. There is no particular order as far as popularity or rarity or anything like that. It is just these are the types that I've done before, and that is what I would like to continue on because I absolutely love them. And these are the new ones that I want to start adding to my collection and give a chance to see if it's going to be good for me, you know. There might be some cool ones that you might be into, and there might be some really big bad ones, and just leave them in the comments, you know. Let me know. Alright, so let's get down to it, okay? The first one is going to be Begonia. I have some Begonia right now already, and I absolutely freaking love them. There are diva plants, but I have high humidity in my area. I'm in Washington State, so they're not that bad for me, and I don't have to do a whole lot to... Ooh, this is really coming out here. Oh my god. So I really don't have to do a whole lot to keep them happy. So I want to try some more and expand on that this year. The Black Star looked amazing when I saw pictures of it, so I've got to have that one. And then, oh, that just pops right off there, doesn't it? And then also the rose one. There's a very pretty pink shimmery one. Just so cool. So definitely got to try that one. Oh, look at these roots. All right. They have been in here for a while, but they're just not very happy, so I want to kind of break them up. I rooted them in water, and I took them right out, and I just shoved them in some soil after they grew a couple of roots, and I just shoved them right in the center, and the pot was way too big, and they haven't been happy, and you know, so I've got to take care of that. And then the Angel Snow one looked really cool as well, so I'd really like to give those a shot this year if possible. Might be a little too tangled in here. I was kind of hoping to break them up. Okay. So, other than Begonia, I would really love to get more Calathea. If you follow me on Instagram, you will have seen that I love Calathea. They are so freaking beautiful. I am definitely a foliage girl. So, I have the medallion and the Sabrina and some Maranta, and just, I have almost 10 of them, I think, the Maranta family. So I definitely want to get more of those. I really enjoy them. So the Silver Plate and the Majestica are definitely at the top of my list for that. The Musica. Oh shoot, there's a Rosiopicta that I wanted, but it's not, the Rosiopicta I wanted was Cynthia Rosiopicta. Rosiopicta Cynthia? Yeah, one of those. So that one as well. And then, of course, this one's not really well heard of. I think it's an older cultivar, but Princess Jessie. Calathea Princess Jessie. I saw it on another YouTuber's video. I'll see if I can find it and link her video. I saw it months ago and it was just gorgeous. So I put it on the list then, and I just haven't been able to find it. So I am going to continue on adding that for this year. Okay, so next is Peperomia. Okay, if you follow me on Instagram, you know I am a huge Peperomia fan. All right, every day I'm looking up Peperomia. That is perlite kind of stuck to the roots there. So the Peperomia that I would really like to get this year are The Peperomia caparata, I've got a couple of those, but I would really like to get into like the Quito and the Aussie Gold, and I have some reddish ones and greenish ones, and I got my Pink Lady, which, oh god, if you have not seen that one, you have to. It's so beautiful. So, but I really want to expand into the more golden varieties and just kind of test out their care and see how that is. The Peperomia elongata, I really want that one. It's so beautiful. It's stunning. It's absolutely stunning. Oh, I forgot to put in my disclaimer. Disclaimer, none of these are going to be toxic, okay? The only ones that are going to be considered toxic would be some considered toxic to animals, and I will tell you guys as we go along, okay? So they're all non-toxic because I have a 1-year-old that is a serial plant eater, and I do not want anything that he could possibly get into and get hurt from that. So all of my plants today are going to be non-toxic. All of my wishlist plants are non-toxic, okay? So if you're waiting for me to start spilling out something about an Alocasia dragon scale or a Monstera blah blah blah, no, there is no variegated elbow Monstera on my list today, okay? Pretty, they're very pretty, but they're not on my list today for this year, okay? I think I just got myself into a hot mess with this. Okay, so continuing on with Peperomia, the Black Knight one looks really cool as well, so I really want to get into that. And then I've got 2 more spider plants on my list. I'm trying to get all 6 varieties. Dirt's just flying everywhere. Alright, so I'm trying to get all 6 varieties. So I have the variegated Bonnie one left of that. They're like Pokemon, you gotta catch them all. You gotta collect them all. And then the other one that I've got to get is the zebra one. So I've got to get the zebra one of the spider plants. Okay. Also for ferns is my next genus, even though it's not technically a genus because there's a whole bunch of different types of ferns. But for simplicity's sake, they do not produce any flowers whatsoever. So ferns, wonderful ferns. Ferns. I have the rabbit's foot fern already. I have the white one and the black one, and I need the brown one because rabbit's foot ferns are amazing. They're furry rhizomes. Have you guys seen them? If you haven't, pause this video right now. Actually, if you haven't, subscribe, then pause the video right now, and then go and Google what a rabbit's foot fern rhizome looks like because it's so freaky cool. It's like, it's just so neat. It's all fluffy and soft, and the way the fern fronds grow out of it is just so cool. So definitely check that out if you have not. So I've got to get the brown one. And then rotted roots. Okay, so and then after that I need I would like to get, and hopefully I can keep it alive this time, the blonde Boston fern. It is a very pale, like lime green colored Boston fern. It looks so cool. I got a little teeny tiny one and it did not enjoy the shipping last year, and I am hoping it will resurrect and make like a phoenix and come back to life. So I have it in some high humidity and light. Waiting on that. We shall see though. I'm not gonna hold my breath out for it. So I would love to get one of those. I'll get another one of those. I'm manhandling these way too much. It's gonna be so pissed. But philodendron are very resilient plants. So even if I'm messing with these roots way too much, I can always cut them back, regrow the roots in water. They'll be stronger, they'll be better without all of the rot and whatnot. And they'll be in a better situation and they'll grow bigger. So I'm not too worried about that. Also, Heartleaf Philodendron are pretty common. I'm just super I don't know. I'm just super into keeping these ones alive because a friend of mine gave them to me, and they were kind of the first water propagations that I got into, and there was so much experimentation done with them. But like I said, they are very, very resilient plants. If you are a beginner plant lover and you are just now getting into plants, first of all, welcome, and second of all, the Heartleaf Philodendron will be great for you. The only thing though is this one is actually toxic. The only reason that I have kept it is because it stays up way on my windowsill, far away from where my little one could possibly get it. He's not allowed in the kitchen, and then he's not going to be able to climb up there. So that is why I still have this one. It's just very limited space, so I can't put a whole lot of plants up there. Also, it's nice to give it humidity right above the sink there. So if you haven't seen my video about how to change your habits in your home and making humidity, I'll link that video above for you guys. I'm saying a lot. Sorry, my focus is distracted. So the next fern that I really want to get this year is going to be the crocodile fern. It's just scaly and shiny, and the texture is beautiful, and it's different from the other ferns that I've had. The other ferns that I've had have been the leaves, there have been a lot of little tiny leaves attached to a stem versus one giant leaf, similar to a bird's nest fern. That's another one you should Google, actually. Both of those are really cool. Check them out. So yeah, I have most of my ferns are kind of like maidenhair ferns and Boston ferns, and I really want to expand from there and try some new types this year, you know. I'm so sorry. You can tell that some of these have really thick, beautiful roots, and they're the ones that are thriving and happy in this situation, and then this is all like root rotted down here, and then some of these other ones are just not happy. So but anyway, I would also really like to try banana plants. I really like the variegated one. There we have one. I really like the variegated one, the Musa, M-U-S-A one. That one looks really cool. I would also really love to give some Hoya a try. I've seen a lot of Hoya. I just watched a really big video and met a lot of really cool people who are into Hoya, so I would kind of like to give them a try. I saw a Hoya obovata splash that looked more like a variegated Hoya than a splashy Hoya. It was really cool looking, and what that tells me is that Hoya are really dependent on the amount of light that they get. I've heard that they like to be sun stressed and whatnot, but just their variegation and whatnot, I think it'll be fun to kind of learn how to do that, so I really want to give that a try. Some of the other Hoya are the Hoya carnosa. I really want to do the Hoya carnosa. Sorry, I'm like itching my nose. The dust is really getting to me, actually. The Hoya carnosa, Crimson Princess, and the Crimson Queen. I'm dying over them. They're just so freaking beautiful. And the pink that they can get when they're properly sun stressed, and it's just like, wow, beautiful, right? So definitely have them on my list. Hoya macrophylla albo marginalata. I think is how you say it. I probably just totally butchered that. Every Hoya person in the world is gonna come on my thing and be like, you dummy, you can't say this. So, yep, that one. I'll try to put a picture so you know what I'm talking about, and you know, you get to oogle it too, okay? Even if I pronounce it wrong, you get to oogle it too, okay? Okay, and then the last Hoya that I would really like to give a try to goes back to the sun stressing. The Hoya Sunrise. I have heard that it gets the most beautiful coloration on it when it has been sun stressed. So I would really like to give that a try. So I would really like to give that one a try. Also, if you have any of these, or if you want these ones, there we go. So there's that. My root system is so terrible just from that one little root. I don't know. Okay, anyway. Also, if you're super into Hoya and you have any advice on any of these, please leave it down in the comments or just DM me on Instagram, because I could use all the help that I can get at this point. Hoya is 110% new to me. I have not done anything with Hoya before. Honestly, they're a little expensive in my area for me. At least this year it has been crazy. I've had houseplants for a while. I've been caring for houseplants for a couple of years. I just got confident enough to start collecting in this last year, and the prices just went super insane. Like, holy cow. I mean, some of the things came down and there were good deals on some stuff, and I think that's just because it just now came available on the market type of deal, right when I was starting to be an avid collector and really expanding, expanding my skills and my capabilities. Okay, anyway, and I'm rambling again. I do this a lot and I normally cut it out, and I'm sorry guys. Okay, so the next ones that I am going to be super into this year. Oh, that's totally like in between there. Okay. So there's that. Alright, so the next ones that I'm going to be super into, sorry, I'm all distracted, are orchids, okay? So I would like to get into some orchids. I would like to try some of the jewel orchids, in particular the lightning bolt. I have fallen in love with it. It's absolutely the veination. And just how it looks under different lighting. It's just, and I've watched a couple of videos and read a little bit about how orchids grow, and just they're just so neat. The next genus that I am going to try to get into this year is Begonia. Begonia are intimidating as all heck, because you hear stories about how they die. How they die on everybody. Wow. Those two roots are totally entangled. I think, let me see if I can show you guys. So not this one. This one's got little tiny roots. Let me see if I can show you guys. You see? You can tell where they actually enmeshed. Where's the camera? Here it goes. Let me see if I can show that to you. Little focus. No, it's not focusing. Sorry, I tried. But they actually right through here. They got all so entangled that they're almost one root right there. How cool is that? So these two are definitely going to have to be potted together. So, but you can see, there you go. You can see it right there. Yeah. They're just not, they're not super strong. They need better, stronger roots. Here we go. So I think I got all of them out actually. Okay. These roots are all wacky, wild, weird, and out there. Okay, so Begonia are intimidating as all heck. Okay, I look at them and I'm like, oh my god. I'm absolutely blown away on them. Oh, Begonia are toxic to animals as well. So these are the only ones that are toxic. Philodendron are toxic as well, but most everybody knows that already. But yeah, begonias, they say non-toxic. They're on the non-toxic list, but they are toxic to animals, not humans. So I will be getting begonias because they're not going to hurt my baby. But not that I'm going to let him chew on my precious begonias that I'm trying to keep alive. But yeah, so begonias are very, very intimidating. They're just, but they're worth it. They're so worth it. I have been looking and drooling, and the Rex Begonia Glassworks, something like that. They're like all frosted and shiny and sparkly, and then you've got the Begonia Escargot, and it's just like, they're so cool. I was doing dishes last night and I was watching them, watching the videos where they show you the different varieties of the plants. I don't know if you guys have seen them. If you haven't, you definitely need to check them out. But I was doing that and I was hand washing my dishes, and then I was just like, ooh, and oh my god. And my kids were coming in and they're like, what's going on? And I'm like, nothing, mommy's just looking at plants. So begonias, they're amazing. I am definitely gonna have to get some begonias. So, but yeah, I think that is it as far as. So I'm going to be potting these in different pots. I'm using some new soil that I've mixed up, and then I'm using some of the old soil just because I don't know, the old soil is more chunkier and I don't have chunky stuff to add to my new mix. So I'm going to try to make it work, but I want to experiment on pot types, which ones are going to make these ones the happiest. So that is why I'm using half of this and half of that. And you're going to see me with a whole bunch of different pots. So, plus it's winter season, so it's not like, I put way too much in here. 1 second. Okay, so it's winter season, so the only way we're going to get any pots out here is if we go pay exorbitant prices. And I mean like $50 a pot at certain places around here. It's crazy, and I don't want to pay $50 for a pot. Maybe if it was for my Calathea silver plate, I'd think about it, but because, you know, special plants deserve special pots. But I'm sorry, just your standard Heartleaf Philodendron cutting, yeah, no, sorry. But yeah, so that's why I'm doing that, and I'm looking like a crazy woman. And then this one, actually, do you guys like to make your philodendrons trail, like hang over the pot, or do you prefer to have them going up? Like if I got a philodendron micans, then I would totally pin it up on a pole and let it show off its beauty. But I kind of feel like the simple green ones just go over, and they look better. I don't know, I think this one will look pretty in the white pot and then hanging over. And I'm going to water this really good when I'm done. And then I'll put it back in the same place so I can see. Oh, there goes an aerial root. So I can see if it does a little bit better. In the same location. I don't want to piss it off. I don't want to anger it. I don't want to anger the plants. Yeah, I really don't want to anger this plant any more than I have to. It's already going to be really cranky that I've torn up its roots and shoved it all over the place. So there is that. But yeah, I kind of wish I had done this live so that I could talk to you guys at the same time and you guys could ask me questions. But if you have any questions about this, just go over to my Instagram or comment down below. Yeah, I don't expect this one to get too many views or hits or be searched out or anything. I guess what I can do is give you a little bit more care tips about the Heartleaf Philodendron. They like humidity quite a bit. So I have mine right over my sink. I hand wash my dishes all the time. I don't own a dishwasher. I don't have a dishwasher hookup, and I'm renting, so I can't put one in. I hand wash my dishes. Oh, there's new little baby growth. I'll try to record it and insert it. Okay. I did not see that before. I wonder if I can show you guys without spilling it everywhere. Do you see that? There's a little new baby nub growth right there. You see that? I don't know if I can. And then you can see this is all bare. So I might just cut that one back. But there's that for you so you can kind of see. Sorry. I just got a grow light for this about a month and a half ago. So that's part of the reason why it's kind of cranky. It's just been, they do not like, hair in my mouth. Okay, so they do not like super, super bright burn your leaves light, but they do like a lot of light. So shoving it in a corner where it's got a window, but let me gather my thoughts for a second. Okay, so it's basically sitting on a windowsill, and then there's a porch on the outside of the windowsill, and it's north facing. So it doesn't get very much sun on that side at all already. It's basically the equivalent to what moss would like, and these poor guys needed a little bit more than that. So if you can give them bright indirect light, these Heartleaf Philodendrons will be so, so happy. And then they'll give you some really cool growth. Sorry, I'm trying to get these big ones. I don't know if all these roots are gonna fit in this pot. This might be a little too... We'll see. It might be a little too small. I might have to go with something bigger, but I would rather not if I don't have to. Let's see... They're gonna be so cranky in here. All right. We shall see. We've got some good aerial roots, but this pot is my lucky pot, so we shall see. Anyway, they like bright indirect light. So if you can give them bright indirect light, if you can get a grow light, then they will be so much happier. Let's see if I can get some of these aerial roots under here. But they'll definitely be a lot happier with a lot more light. So I finally got a grow light. I just got a cheap one from Amazon. I have other ones, but for this particular area, it's actually right behind the camera. That's why I keep looking over that way. But for this particular area, it was... For this particular area, it was actually pretty vital that I not drill into anything because I've got my cupboards and stuff, and like I said, I'm renting, so I can't really do a whole lot, you know. So I got one where I could just stick it with stickies. It's a bar light. I'll try to get a picture and show you. But it's a bar light, and I just stick it with stickies to the side of the cupboard, and then it will... There is that one. All right, and then, so I've got 2 left. This actually works out pretty good. So I'll do one like this and use it as a cash pot, and then the other one I'll see how it does straight terracotta since I've planted 2 in straight ceramic. So, but I lose my train of thought so badly. I'm so sorry, guys. You probably are like, what the hell is this crazy lady doing? So, anyway, I don't even remember what I was saying. I really don't. That's just so sad. This is why people script their stuff, because then they're sitting there like, what do I talk about? And being my hair in the root. And the plant's gonna take my hair. Yeah, this is why people script their stuff, because then they're sitting there like dorks. Like, what the heck do I do with all of this? Have you sit right there and be happy. And I should really cut this guy down, because a lot of these were just sticks stuck in water, because they were just given to me and I wasn't sure about the nodes and everything at the time. And I mean, I've had these cuttings for a year and a half, 2 years, and I've just kind of dinked around with them. I haven't done a whole lot with them, so they really needed some love. I have learned so much in this last year about propagating and just fertilizing. Anyway, these guys really needed some love, so I'm glad that I'm able to repot them today. So there is that. But Heartleaf Philodendron care. Basically, the bright indirect light, water, let them dry out. Water all the way through and then let them dry out and then give them more water. I have not gotten moss poles for these ones because they're just little, but I know that if you want them to grow the super big leaves, then you want to put them on a moss pole and let them grow up. They will get pretty big leaves, about maybe the size of my hand. They will get pretty big leaves if you let them hang over and trail down, but it's going to depend on the amount of light that it gets as well. So you want to make sure that you're giving them the light that they require and you're paying attention to their cues. So that you can make sure that you're giving them what they need. So there's the watering, and I don't know the pH of the fertilizer. Honestly, I just give them a houseplant fertilizer. I'm gonna look it up though. Sorry, I'm trying to get all the dead roots and stuff out of here. So, but I'll look up the pH. From what I understand, the fertilizer that they like is a slightly, I want to say it was like a 6. Like a pH level 6 was the optimum when I read it a while ago, but I will double check. Don't take me on my word there. Okay. So anyway, they are super cool little plants. They're very common. They're very inexpensive. Oh, I did want to talk about, if you are going to propagate them, you can propagate them in water. That actually seems to be the best way. I propagated some in soil and they've been super, super slow growers. I do want to try propagating them in sphagnum moss. I think that will be so cool. You're gonna want to hang. I don't want you to hang over the edge like that. Let's see. All right. So, but yes, I think propagating them in sphagnum moss would be so cool. So I'm gonna get some sphagnum moss, and I might cut some of these guys back and do some sphagnum propagation. I might try perlite too, just for the heck of it. I've heard that perlite messes up your roots really bad if you don't take care of them properly, and it depends on like the thickness of the roots and whatnot. Alright, so I'm gonna make you kind of hang out over there. I'm not too worried about a full pot with this guy. I kind of just want to see how he is going to do. This is a terracotta pot. This is a terracotta pot that I painted with some chalk paint, with some homemade chalk paint. So it's got some baking soda on the outside with the acrylic paint, which my ferns do not like. Do not use the chalk paint. The homemade chalk paint that was super trendy this last year, 2020. Do not use that on pots that you're going to stick your ferns in, because you're killing them really dang quick. They get so cranky. Ferns like a more acidic soil, so when you start getting baking soda into there, then it'll mess with all of that. And the same if you hear that baking soda, this is supposed to be a philodendron thing, but I'm kind of going off on ferns here. You can tell where my heart is, right? But if you get fungus in your pots and whatnot, and the cinnamon's not working for you, because you have to use Ceylon or Ceylon cinnamon, not just regular cooking cinnamon. So if you don't spend the money on that cinnamon and you get told that you can kill your fungus with baking soda, right? That is great for the plants that like a lower pH level, but the ones that want like a more acidic soil, it's not going to be good for them at all. They get so cranky so quick. Ferns, I still have a fern recovering from that because I did not look it up and I did not pay attention. This is why researching your plants is so very, very important. Okay, I think this video is probably long enough. It really probably is. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 little plants. So, okay, all right. So, I think that's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you like the video if this helped you. You found some cool plants. Make sure you comment down below. You've got a lot to say. I know you do. Go ahead and tell me. Okay? And then make sure you subscribe. Maybe you've been watching my videos for a while and you finally have some decent quality video. Hallelujah. Maybe you would like to subscribe and watch some more content. I've definitely got more coming. So don't forget to like, subscribe, comment down below, all that jazz. And thank you so much. And I will see you in the next one. Bye.